Tonight, the city of San Diego is turning to the courts to take control of a home in North Park it says poses a threat to public health and safety. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. From a lack of running water and electricity to sewage issues, the city claims the property owner has failed to address a long list of code violations.
CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with details on this new litigation and why some neighbors are defending the property's owner. Richard?
And Carlo and Marcella, that's right. CBS 8 has just obtained this lawsuit filed by the city of San Diego against the owner of this 110-year-old home on Whiteman Street in North Park. It's asking the courts to intervene to address a long list of alleged code violations.
We moved on this street 2 years ago, and we've always wondered about it because there's a tree coming out the middle of it.
Tucked between Arizona Street and an alleyway, the home is hard to miss.
But I'm sure there are neighbors that it bothers.
Wrapped in foliage, the home appears not to be inhabited. And no one answered when we knocked. But the city says that for more than 7 years now, it's received complaints about this location, claiming in this lawsuit that it exhibits unsanitary and substandard living conditions, including a missing roof, lack of running water, sewer connection, and electricity, as well as structural issues that have left the house unsafe and in danger of collapse, and even claims there's sewage being discharged into the alleyway, although that was not evident on Wednesday.
He's cleaning up the place. It looks as good as it can.
Several neighbors we spoke with say the owner has made strides in trying to maintain the property.
Never had an issue.
Questioning whether it actually poses a public nuisance, as this lawsuit claims.
People deserve to live in livable structures, but as far as me, it doesn't impact or impede me at all. Not at all a nuisance.
The city claims it's repeatedly tried to order the owner to fix these alleged code violations to no avail.
I think that they could improve on the structure and someone could move in there.
The owner does appear to be attempting to sell the land, if not the house, asking for almost $600,000.
I thought, they would knock it down, honestly, whoever does buy it, and build something new, or just have a little park there.
But the future of this property may be decided by the courts, a move that not everyone in the community agrees with.
I think that the city would have other things to focus on in regards to housing rather than trying to displace more individuals, but certainly doesn't seem like the appropriate solution.
And it'll now be up to the courts to decide whether to appoint a receiver. Now, a receiver is a third party who would essentially take over control of the property and oversee any repairs or improvements that need to be made.
So then, Richard, who would be responsible for those repairs and improvements?
Well, for paying for them, it would actually be the owner. So the receiver would decide what needs to be done. But at the end of the day, any repairs or remediations would be paid for by the owner. Even if the property is sold at the end of the day, the proceeds of that sale would be used to pay for these changes. So the city essentially would not be on the hook for these remediations.
So then what's next here? What's next in the legal process? Because the city's taking action.
Exactly. So they have officially filed this lawsuit. Now it's up to a judge now to decide whether to appoint a receiver. And if the judge decides whether or not to do that, if they do go forward with that, then they will take control of the property. The courts will have the control of the property, and the owner essentially has no say in what happens to his property. And as you heard, some of the neighbors were coming to his defense tonight.
They didn't sound too upset about it, to be honest.
Not really, no.
All right, we'll have to see what happens there. Thanks
We
so
will.
much, Richard.
Thank you.
Richard.